welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to have a chat with you about your experience of doing our NLP practitioner and breakthrough coaching course.
Yay! Yeah, I'm so happy to share my experience.
So, do you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are and what you do?
Yeah, I keep it short. My name's Jen. Um, I live in Zurich with my husband and my kiddo, and I'm a design trained rebranding expert and sociologist. So I help my clients everything that comes to brand strategy and brand identity design.
I love it. Amazing. And so, you have just completed our NLP practitioner and breakthrough coaching course. Whoop, whoop. I was going to need
Woo!
some like pom poms.
You do, or like a button where it's like cheer, cheer.
um, we should like contact Zoom. We need these filters, like drop down confetti. Um,
It's just
so
gonna be like a huge mess though.
yeah, perhaps. So back on track. So you just completed our course, and tell me about like where you were before. Like where were you before you found my NLP course? Had you already heard about NLP? Were you looking for a course? What were going on?
Um, I I heard about NLP a really long time back. Um, a couple of years ago for sure, and haven't really consciously thought of it at all. And so I was like coaching my clients through brand strategy and like business and everything that came on. Like I'm a sociologist, so I'm kind of trained to ask questions. So I was doing fine, but I kind of realized, okay, with some clients, they're just really sort of standing in their own way. They were just like, um, yeah, limiting beliefs around from things like, oh, can I charge this much, or like, oh, but can I really like use this shade of pink, like, um, so yeah, I was kind of like, okay, I need to find something that I can like further support them with, like another tool in my tool belt, if you will.
Mm.
Um, and then I was not really looking for NLP because it wasn't like in my mind or at the top of my mind. And then like the Facebook fairy brought up one of your ads. Yeah, and it was like that's interesting. And so I was kind of looking on your Facebook, I think, on your Instagram website. I think I catch one of your free trainings or something, but not that much. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of like, okay, I knew that one I want to do, and I signed up.
Yeah, and you say about like your clients about using that shade of pink, and it sounds quite light-hearted to think about that and say that, but I can recall previously, before I did NLP, and really even at the beginning of my own NLP journey, where I was branding myself, and I don't know if everybody's seen my branding. I'm hoping you have, Jen. I'm pretty sure you will have done, but it is very bright and bold, and
Yeah, I love it.
pink and blue and green and turquoisey and very bold, but I would never have dared to do that. Like I used to wear all black. I used to like feel too anxious to go outside in anything other than dark clothes. And it was only until I learned NLP myself that and applied it to myself and identified that within myself that I was able to then realize and relax into myself to the
Yeah,
point where I felt confident enough then to brand myself with what felt good and true to me.
yeah,
So
that's so beautiful. Yeah, that's so beautiful. Yeah, like I can do like that's what I see to my clients. Like usually they come when they have like this idea of like currently like it's nude everywhere, like skin tonish blush. It's like big thing, right? And they're like, oh god, I want to have this like with the hands and the blush tones and like, okay, sure, we can do that. And then we do a mood board, and they're like, I don't really like, if I'm being honest, like I like your work, but that's not like I don't feel I feel meh about it. And it's like, yeah, because you're trying to cookie cutter trends or someone else's branding you've seen, and it's kind of like an inside job. Like we want to match your
mm,
outside with what's going on inside, and if there's a disarray or mismatch, like we have to put it in alignment first.
Yeah, oh, I love that so much. It's an inside job that is like so,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's and the tough thing is, it's not all people want to hear. Like they come to be like, oh, I need a logo, I need a brand. Like, can we do it next week? And we're like, well, no, but we can start like in 2 weeks, and then we're finished maybe in like a month or two. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, but I kind of need like want to relaunch my website in like 6 weeks. You're like, yeah, that's just it's probably gonna cause some issues further down the road.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, I remember when I worked with a brand designer, and I think it took us about 3 months
yeah,
to pull everything
that's
together.
yeah,
And people have no idea about that. Like before I worked with my I would say proper brand designer, not just a graphic designer, like to just knock some up, like the
yeah,
process. And like you said, like you've got to pull from what's within you first
yeah,
to be able to let that flower.
yeah. And it's really like if you bring that up, what's inside, and really like you can polish it up then if you want to, like to really make it sort of like a beacon in like the misty night sky, where it's just attracting the right kind of people to your business. And that's really what it is. You never feel comfortable standing out when you don't feel at home with who you are, who your business is, who you're with your brand. It makes it so much harder.
Yeah, 100. I feel like I need to clap at that. Like,
We need a clap button too. Yeah, and the other thing is like, people will catch up on your bullshit. Can I say bullshit? But it's like they have kind of good radar, so they might not know what's off, but they know like something is kind of fishy, and
mm.
they'll go away.
And they'll want it like one thing I realized in myself is that I was wanting to change it every few weeks, but then when
Oh yeah,
I and it was really aligned, that was it. I've had it now for
yeah,
5 years, and I've never felt like I needed to change it. So
yeah. That's the thing. If you're not creating, like obviously you consider like design is then like factoring in usability, aesthetics, trends, and so on. But if you're basing it on who you are and not on just some trend or some Instagram guru, it, it becomes timeless,
mm,
right? Like I had a client, we worked together last year. Then she had her baby, and then the pandemic hit, so she wasn't really able to start her business until like May this year, so almost a year after. And she's like, still like, she was opening back up the files, and she was like, this is still me after a pandemic, after having a baby. It's just so me. And she was like ready to go, which is ultimately, yeah, what we're trying to achieve. Something that just makes you feel at home while you're out there, like standing out.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you Facebook Fairy came along. You're a demand.
Yeah,
You joined
yeah,
an NLP course. So I'm assuming then that when you joined the course, you had some kind of expectation as to what was going to happen, how it was going to go. What
yeah.
was your expectation, and did the course meet up to it?
Um, I was always trying to be very open-minded. I have been like burnt in the past with like coaches and programs. So I was kind of like, just like keep the like, expectations low. Um, and it was just really like, okay, I'm surely gonna learn. I'm gonna take something out of it. It might just be for me personally, or even like, and if I can pass it on to my clients, the better. Just gonna see how it goes. What to expect, like from, there are a lot of coaches who say like, oh, like there's everything you need and on the program, or there's like a great community, and then you go and the last post was like from 3 months ago or something, and you're like, okay, well, that's the great community, thank you so much. So I was really pleasantly surprised that there's so much going on in the community, like not overwhelmingly, but it's just like there's constant chats, people helping others, um, people introducing themselves, people being like, "Oh, hey, I just did that," and everyone cheering. So it was very like a friendly environment, and I really liked that. That was a very positive surprise, like at first glance. Um, and yeah, and then I was really impressed that it's not just like the tools. in the course, but it's also so much of your like business background, building a business, um, and how like setting up coaching practices and packages and stuff. So I was really impressed that it's not just like um, one part of the spectrum, but it's kind of like 360 degrees view of what you need to get you started. So I really loved that.
Yeah, and you opted for, so you did the online version of the course, and then you opted for the additional Accelerate course, which is the same course in effect, but it's delivered over 6 days live with me from
Yeah,
8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. every day for 6 days running, which meant that you also did timeline therapy, which is incredible.
yeah,
So as you went through that experience, then you were literally immersed into learning how to deliver these tools, but also experiencing them firsthand as
yeah.
well. How did you find that?
Um, at first I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I need to do Accelerate. Like it's basically the same content as there is in the course. Um, and then as like time progressed, I was always putting like that and one other lesson, one more lesson on the back burner. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. And I was like, no, this is not working. Like I need to, I don't know, put on the like I don't know, some kind of turbo and really yeah, as you said, immerse myself. Um so yeah, so then I said like, okay, I'm gonna do Accelerate in June. Um also kind of like to have a deadline for me, but I'm kind of like, oh, I want to do like this, like that amount, that level of the course before like actually deep diving in. And it was brilliant. Like it was really, um, really shaping up to be. Yeah, I don't think like I would be as like it was just absolutely great to have the practical experience, the hands-on training, as well as like you guiding us through the theory as well.
Yeah, yeah, I love how we run it as well, because some people, join and they want to do it online around everything else that they do, and that works really well for some people. But then for other people, it's like, I just want to get it done. I need that accountability. I want to immerse myself into it and just get it done within
Yeah,
the 6 days.
yeah. I mean, if you don't need it, it's fine, right? It really depends on what type of learner you are. And I mean, I was particularly happy that it was online this year. I mean, I would have loved to travel to I don't know where you usually held where you used to held them, but I would love to travel to the UK. But this year I was like, okay, that's actually working quite well for me with like with the V1 like business to do it online. Um, and I don't know, I think it was really um it did like online did not take a toll on the teaching experience, I think. Not all.
Yeah, yeah. And I must admit, when we first went into lockdown and we had to move and transition into online, it was something that I was like, oh, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? And like you say, like that all of the things that you can do with not having to travel, like especially you with being in a different country, and then so many of our students have younger children as well, and then there's a school runs and everything else, and some people
Mm.
have to travel and stay, and other people, there's a long travel every day. So we actually have no plans to take our training back in person again. It's all going to stay online, at least for the foreseeable future. So I'm really glad that you said that. It's helpful.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And I think like the breakout rooms works really, really well. I mean, obviously, if you were there in person, you always have sort of like a social element that it's maybe hard to replace, if you would all go for a drink after the or something. But I think it really blended in with my schedule really beautifully.
Mm,
So yeah, I was really happy that that was possible to put it
yeah.
online.
Yeah, oh, great. What would you say then, after going through the course and experiencing it and being able to deliver NLP coaching, what would you say is your biggest takeaway that you've taken from the course?
Um, that it's just a really well, NLP as well as timeline therapy, just really like I knew they were powerful, but I kind of no, I wouldn't say it really underestimated, but you're kind of like, yeah, they're powerful, but kind of like move on. But now you're kind of like they're powerful. Pause. It's just once I've experienced them like in full swing, it was really something else. And even now, like some ladies from the course message me and be like, "Oh, I haven't had those crisps since we did like since like the accelerator. Like I like I don't know how, but I haven't had them." So it's really interesting just to be like, wow, because it actually works. Because I think your mind is so trained to believe that the easy route is kind of like a trap, or it's too good to be true, or if it's too easy it's not worth having, or whatever kind of drama you put up with, and then to really experience, oh, it actually is that easy. Or that simple. Oh, it's sometimes not easy but simple.
Mm.
That was really beautiful to see, also for me, like on a personal level, because I'm also kind of like the part of the if it's too easy, I'm kind of like turning the stone to find the hidden traps and small prints and stuff.
No small print though, is there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So kind of, yeah. So old habits die hard, I suppose. But it really helped me also like on a personal level, not just like upping my coaching level game.
Yeah, oh, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Jenny, for sharing your experience.
Well, you're so welcome.